Hi, my delightful chefs. Welcome to Recipe Specialty, where we show you how to make a variety of recipes from eggs to eggceptional. In this video, I'm going to make Veal Chops Beau Séjour, which translates from French to nice stay or lovely stay. It refers to a classic French recipe for veal chops that are braised in a flavorful sauce. What I used to prepare this dish was veal chops, obviously, butter, garlic cloves, flour, beef stock, red wine vinegar, olive oil, bay leaves, thyme, sage, plus good old salt and pepper. With that said, let's get cooking. Begin by seasoning both sides with salt and pepper, and then we're going to dredge it in flour. This dredging of flour will help with browning, and it will also help to thicken the sauce. This dish it's notable for its rich, syrupy sauce. It was created by deglazing the pan with vinegar and broth after browning the meat. The recipe was first published by the New York Times in 1967, but it's not really popular. Once the chop has been thoroughly covered with the flour, heat up a skillet and add olive oil. Lay the chop in away from you to avoid splattering the oil on yourself, and sear until brown, and then flip to brown the other side. If your chop is thick like this one, I would suggest also searing the sides of the chop too, like I'm doing here. It only takes like 20-30 seconds. Then add whole garlic cloves to the skillet, and add the sage and thyme to the chop. Here I'm using dried sage and dried thyme. Then place in a bay leaf and cover the frying pan with a lid. We're going to cook this with the lid on for just a couple minutes. Then, after a few minutes, remove the lid and then remove the chop and set aside to a plate, because we're going to need to deglaze the pan with the red wine vinegar. This splash of vinegar is going to enable us to scrape off all that deliciously rich fond, that condensed flavor bomb. Then we're going to add a nice knob of butter and mix it in. Now remove the cooked garlic and set aside for later. Do not toss this, we're going to use it. Then pour in the beef stock. Also, we need to add about a quarter cup of water, and then we're going to stir to combine. And if there's any remaining fond at the bottom of the pan at this point, now is the time to scrape that in. Snatch in those delicious flavors. Make sure that's in the sauce. Let this cook down for a few minutes while stirring pretty frequently until it thickens to a nice sauce. We really want to make sure these flavors get concentrated and the sauce gets thickened to a point where we could run a spoon through it and it sticks. Once the sauce is complete, plate the veal chop and spoon that delicious thick sauce over the top of it. Rich, decadent, glossy, immaculate. I came across this recipe in one of my grandmother's old magazines many years ago. I've made it a few times, but it's really rich and it feels a bit heavy, so I don't make it often. I have never seen it in a restaurant, not even when I was in Paris. I think it's one of those meals from the 60s, is that 50 years ago at this point, more, that lost popularity over time. But it deserves a comeback. It's amazing. Please let me know what you think. If you made this, did you tweak it at all? Do you have any suggestions to improve it? Is there anything you would do differently? I'd love to hear all your feedback. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Have a great day. If you all liked this video, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, subscribe, check out the website. Ultimately, let's eat!